If your pockets are looking a little thin this week, don't you worry, not one bit. Come on in this kitchen because today we are making something out of nothing. And it's going to satisfy your soul and put money back into your pocket. Hey y'all, today I'm showing you how I fed my family without having to go to the grocery store this week. As the old folks say, hold your mule, because today I'm going to show you the easiest way to use what's already in your kitchen to create a delicious meal that your family will love. Whenever I do a no spend challenge, because that's really what this is, the first thing I do is check what kind of meat do I have in the fridge or freezer. That's my starting point. Now in my house, I always have chicken. So the next question is, what kind of chicken are we having? Is it barbecue chicken, smothered chicken, baked chicken? Once I decide on that, then I build my sides around it. That makes everything come together so much easier. Today I'm making seasoned baked chicken, and the sides I'm pulling from my pantry are sweet potatoes and green beans. They go well with this chicken recipe. Now I did make candied yams and green beans last week, but this time I'm switching it up with a whole different recipe. This just goes to show that you can use the same ingredients and still keep it interesting. I always clean my chicken before I freeze it, so these were good to go. And here are all the spices I'm using to season the meat. Now as far as measurements go, child, I'm just eyeballing it. But if I had to give you something specific, I'd say about a teaspoon of each seasoning, or you can just season to your liking. That's pretty much what I'm doing here. This chicken cost me next to nothing when I bought it. I grabbed a 10-pound bag of leg quarters from Jovi's Smart Shop about a month ago when they were just $4.50 a bag. Now I could have stretched it even more and doubled the meals if I had separated the leg from the thigh, but today we're cooking it whole. Now usually before I add any spices to meat, I like to rub it down with a little olive oil. It helps the seasoning stick better and it gives the meat a nice even coating. But today I totally skipped that step and went straight to seasoning. And you know, there's really no right or wrong way. Just make sure that the chicken is seasoned well. Now what would have made this process go a little faster is if I had measured all of my spices into one bowl, mixed them up and sprinkled them on, but we're doing it old school today. I started with adobo seasoning, and honestly I could have stopped there because it already has garlic powder, onion powder, and black pepper in it. But I wanted my chicken to be extra flavorful, so I added a little more of each on top of that. And y'all, it is going to be so good. So now I'm just pulling the skin back and doing the same thing, seasoning underneath. This is the part that really needs to be well seasoned, so we're not skipping it. Y'all, I made the mistake once of only seasoning the top of the skin, and when I tell you that meat underneath was so bland, I thought I was eating hospital food. Never again. Ever since that incident, I always make sure to season both the meat and the skin because flavor all the way through is the goal. I like using spices like smoked paprika and chili powder because besides the flavor, they bring out that rich color, the kind that makes you say, oh yeah, this is going to be some good eating today. The oven's already preheated to 400 degrees, so I'm going to let these cook for about 45 minutes to an hour until they are golden brown. These have been cooking for about 45 minutes. They are nice and golden brown. And now I'm just adding some melted butter because why not? Butter makes everything taste better. And to be honest, I had about 3 tablespoons of butter just sitting in the fridge for a hot minute. So this was the perfect chance to use it up because nothing in this house goes to waste. So I'm making sure every piece of chicken is covered in butter, and then I'm going to pop these back into the oven for about 15 minutes so that they can crisp up.
Sin City was a maybe.
Next up are the candied yams, and like I mentioned earlier, I'm cooking them a little differently than I did last week. They've already been washed and scrubbed, so now I'm just peeling and slicing them into rounds. The thinner the slices, the quicker they'll cook, so I'm going with the thin cuts today. Now this is what makes these candied yams different from last week. I'm making the sauce first. I've added in a half stick of butter, and now I'm going in with a half cup of brown sugar and a half cup of granulated sugar too. I probably should have melted the butter before stirring, but nothing a little water can't fix. Then I'm going to give everything a good stir before adding the spices. This time I'm using 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, a half teaspoon of nutmeg, and just a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves. Last week I used allspice, so I skipped the allspice this week. I also added a little pinch of sea salt, just enough to bring all of the spices together, and then I'm going to give everything a good mix. Now that all of the sweet potatoes are in, I'm just folding them into the sauce so that each slice gets coated. That way when my family tastes this, they'll get that gooey sweetness in every bite with just a hint of all of those spices. These have been cooking for about 25 minutes. I didn't put the lid on all the way because I wanted the steam to have somewhere to escape. If you cover it too tight, all that trapped moisture can burn the bottom. And this is how my candied yams turned out. Sin City was a mafia. Next up on the menu is green beans. Now y'all, my kids have completely taken over the menu board on the fridge. They draw new pictures on it every day. It's like an ongoing storyline at this point, and I just let them have it. But anyway, I remembered I still had 2 ham shanks in the freezer, so that's what I'm using for the green beans today. When I don't have ham shanks, I'll use Eckrich smoked sausage. It works just as fine too. Now I used the last bit of chicken stock I had in the fridge. As you can see, it wasn't much, so I have to add water to help cover the meat. Then I tossed in about a teaspoon of chicken bouillon to bring the flavor back in. And then I gave it a good stir to mix everything together. Now instead of grabbing a bunch of seasonings, I like to use a packet of onion soup mix when I make green beans. It gives you that restaurant style flavor in one little step. After I stir it in, I'm going to let it cook low and slow until that meat is tender and falling off the bone. Once that happens, I'll chop it up, put it right back in the pot, and add my drained green beans so that they can soak up all of that goodness. And this is how my green beans turned out. Next on the menu is Red Lobster cheddar biscuits. Y'all, I cannot look at this box without thinking about that episode of Boondocks. If you've ever watched Boondocks, then you know exactly which episode I'm talking about. But I picked these up from Sam's a few months ago, and I just want to make sure that they have not expired. I know the date was on that box somewhere. It had to be. But good news is they don't expire until February 2026. So we are in the clear. Looks like I've got 2 packs left. And that's perfect because I'll save that last one for when I make some jambalaya or something Cajun for my South Louisiana peeps. The recipe calls for sharp cheddar, but I didn't have any, so I used Kobe Jack instead. And honestly, I don't think it makes a huge difference. I know sharp cheddar has a stronger flavor, but other than that, these biscuits should still turn out just fine. I'm placing the biscuits on a cookie sheet and baking them according to the directions on the box. And look at them, fresh out of the oven. Now I'm just mixing the herb packet into some melted butter. This right here is what makes these biscuits taste so good. It keeps them nice and moist, unlike that infamous Popeye's biscuit. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That thing could choke a horse if you're not careful. And this is how the Red Lobster cheddar biscuits turned out. Last on the menu is dessert, and I'm baking a strawberry cake. I've made plenty of cakes before, so I'm just following the same base recipe I always use. I'm using 4 room temperature eggs, 1 cup of room temperature milk, and instead of oil, I'm swapping in butter. If the box calls for 1/3 cup of oil, I double it and use 2/3 cup of melted butter instead. And this is how you level up a box cake mix. Follow this recipe and your family will swear you bought this cake from a bakery. I'm just spraying the bundt cake pan with some non-stick baking spray that I picked up from Aldi. When it comes to baking, I'm following the instructions on the back of the box for a bundt cake. It doesn't get any easier than this, y'all. Once I get all of the cake mix batter into the pan, I'm going to even everything out by giving it a good shake. This is the cake fresh out of the oven, and you know I've got to give it the good old toothpick test. I do this with every cake just to make sure it's baked all the way through. Now, I went back and forth about whether or not to add a glaze because honestly, my family would eat this cake plain and be just fine. But I decided to make a homemade glaze after all. One thing I've learned, if you want it thick, use less milk. If you want it thinner, just add a little more. I like mine on the thicker side, so I'm using about 2 to 3 tablespoons of milk, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 2 cups of powdered sugar. Now, as far as getting the glaze onto the cake, there's no fancy technique over here. I just drizzle it in a zigzag pattern and call it a day. It's gonna get eaten either way. So this is how my strawberry cake turned out, and let me tell you, it was so good. And here's everything I made today. It just goes to show that you can really put together a flavorful, filling meal using what you already have right at home. Just get in those kitchens and get creative.
Sometimes I can feel it coming.
Hello viewers, welcome to another episode of Jordan's Reviews. And today I tell you, it's a good day, a wonderful day, amazing day. How y'all doing? I hope you're having a great day too. Blessed day, God bless the day. Yeah, really just all that good stuff. I forgot what I was saying, but that's besides the point. What we have here today, what we have here, I want to bring it close. We have green beans, and what is that? Sweet potato, and I forget, what is this little biscuit here called?
A red lobster cheddar biscuit.
Red lobster cheddar biscuit, I always keep forgetting that. And we have a bit of chicken. Now you might be wondering, what's the difference? Well, apparently my mother seasoned it a little differently. She was doing some magic. She was cooking in the kitchen, but while she was cooking, I could have sworn a Disney musical was going off in here. That was how it was magic. There was lights. The cooking instruments were moving. I thought I was in a dream. Little did I know, this was reality. And what's also going to be a reality, my taste. The taste that will explode on my tongue when I taste these flavors is going to be immaculate. So with all that being said, all my ramblings, we're going to get right into it. We're starting healthy, of course, so I'm going to, of course, eat the green beans with a little side of, what's this meat in here? Pork, steak?
That is a pork ham shank. Well, a ham shank.
Pork ham shank. I thought it looked mighty porky. Pig.
That's all, folks. How is it seasoned?
You did something to the green beans too?
I did.
One moment. One moment. Hang on. I gotta. Let me stop. Okay, that was delicious. And out of that, I wasn't expecting the green beans to have that amount of flavor. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Okay, that wasn't, of course, sweet potatoes. I think I'm gonna love them. I always love them. You didn't do anything different to these, did you? Mm-mm. Okay, so as I expected, it's gonna be. You said you didn't do anything different?
Nope.
And it tastes like, I mean, the texture is different, and that's the good thing. It's a mixture of soft, but like, soft crunchy.
Soft crunchy?
Soft crunchy. I'm not sure how that works. Soft crunchy, people. Like, I'm trying to put this into perspective. Like, okay, I think I got it. Okay, so take like a cantaloupe. You eat that, it's the texture. But imagine the texture is like a slightly I can't describe it. It's just a feeling, y'all. I'm sorry. It's unique. All that being said, let's try I don't think I need a fork for this one right here. So we're just gonna take a little bite of the.
Don't get choked like that little dog with the Popeyes biscuit. That dog ain't barked in how many hours?
12 hours. It was 12 hours. I was waiting all the time to say that. Okay. It was 12 hours. The biscuit is cheddary. It's good. It's delicious. It's seasoned. I have no complaints. Love it. Did it take a long time chewing? Yes. But I love the chewy texture. It's not my hated texture, crunchy. But not to diss on the potatoes over here. The crunchy, soft flavor over here is good. I'm not dissing on that whatsoever. Okay, now, I could not use a fork with the chicken, or I could be exquisite and use fork with the chicken. Because apparently, there's something different about it. Okay, I'm using my hands. I'm using my hands, y'all. The hands are being used. The fork doesn't want to work.
If only we had some Chick-fil-A sauce.
Did you inspirit it with the power of the Holy Ghost? That you weren't lying. The seasoning was great. I don't know what you did with it, but I tasted a whole bunch of flavors, and all of them was good. I mean, like, ooh, I'm about to break out into prayer over here. Call me a preacher. And this kitchen is my church. Okay. I can't wait. I almost forgot something. We can't forget the strawberry cake. Honestly, one of my favorite cakes. Now, my favorite, y'all already know, is red velvet. But if there were to be a second, it would probably be carrot cake. But if there would be a third, it would be strawberry cake. So, don't have me say, let's take a bite. Oh, that's the gourmet right there. Oh, that's gourmet. Did I walk into a... This is a fancy restaurant. Hold on. I got... That made my day. That's what I can say. That was an incredibly good strawberry cake. The frosting brought out the flavor in that strawberry cake. And I don't know what you did with the taste or texture, but it tasted like 20 times better than what it originally was. I don't know what you did. It's just... It's too good. That's all I can say. What can I give it? All of this. I'm talking cake. I'm talking from the food. Technical difficulties, please. Little difficulties was occurred. The camera wasn't camera-ing. So what was I saying? Yes. It's a great food. All right. So all that being said, y'all know what I'm about to say. Y'all already know what to do. I don't think I have to say it, do I? Okay, I didn't think so. I still somebody maybe responded, y'all maybe don't. It's all good. All that being said, that's George's Reviews. Now, if excuse me, y'all, I got a big bag attack. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Have a good day. God bless the day.
Y'all, he was not exaggerating. As soon as that camera turned off, he came back for round 2. But yeah, that's how I was already in my kitchen to make a delicious meal for my family. And a lot of them may look repetitive, but that's a part of the process. Like they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You can apply that same logic when you are creating meals for your family. If you already know what your family loves to eat, fix it. If you have all of the ingredients already in your kitchen to make it, cook it. Now, I know that some days are tough, especially in this economy right now. So much uncertainty happening, y'all. But listen, don't get discouraged. You'd be surprised at what you can put together with what you already have in your kitchen. Think about our grandparents. They could feed an entire neighborhood with the little bit that they had. If they can do it, we can do it too. A little creativity goes a long way. And if nobody told you today, you are doing an amazing job. Keep showing up for your family, keep loving them, and keep feeding their souls through your food. I promise that kind of love will stay with them forever. Now, if you want to see how I was able to make 50 meals with just $25, go ahead and click that video on the screen. Have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next one. Talk to you later. Bye.